it's not an accident that NFL players, generally speaking, have remarkable facial structure. They have big block heads, whereas NBA players tend to be able to get away a lot more with having long, narrow faces and open mouth posture. Like take Jason Tatum, for example,
Hmm.
who's a Celtics player. He's like one of the top players in the league, but he's got a pretty weak face and he's mouth breathing all the time.
Yeah.
You cannot do that on the football field.
Yeah.
And that's why a football player is more likely to look like Lamar Jackson or take your pick. These guys have massive skulls, massive airways, massive maxillas.
Mhm.
And as a result, they have probably really strong necks because, first of all, they've had great neck posture their whole life. They don't have forward head posture because forward head posture is caused by having a small airway. And, then from there they train it. And I think that reduces the amount of energy that ultimately gets transferred to the brain hitting the skull. Like I think their neck, like when a DB comes up on a tight end and smashes him head on, I think that it's a lot of that is like the neck musculature absorbing a lot of that energy and then it flowing down through the rest of the body.
Yeah, for sure. That's why boxers, they have to train their neck. But even more interesting than the neck is the skull shape. And like I've noticed, you can pretty easily tell in MMA who has a good chin or not, just based on their facial structure. Like there's this
100%.
UFC fighter called Li Jingliang. It's a Chinese UFC fighter. He has like the most like massive forward grown like it's like he looks like a caricature of what you would describe as like a forward grown face, and like he has like he's never been knocked out. Takes he's never been rocked. It's like you can totally predict it. And I wonder if it's even
Yeah, he's got an amazing
yeah,
face. Amazing.
even besides the neck, like maybe the skull also protects you from concussion.
For sure. Another example of remarkable facial structure in the UFC would be like pretty much any of the Dagestani fighters.
Hmm.
Like Khabib has a super, super short, wide skull. And you can see him, first of all, he's undefeated and he's probably the best ever.
Hmm.
But he would use his neck as like a fifth limb almost,
Yeah.
where when he was grappling, he would take his neck and he'd like put it into guys, or if he was on their back, he would like use his neck as a lever to like manipulate and grapple with
Hmm.
his opponent. Um,
Yeah.
and Khabib never even got knocked down.
Hmm.
You know, so yeah, for sure. I always watch facial structure in athletes and link it to
Yeah.
performance. Yeah, or like who's that guy? Khan. There was that boxer Khan.
Khan.
He had super weak facial
Oh
structure.
yeah, yeah,
Amir
Amir
Khan.
Khan. Yeah.
Yeah, his facial structure is kind of weak,
Hmm.
and um, he got knocked the fuck out by who was that? Who was it that knocked him out real bad? It might have been Canelo. I forget.
Yeah, yeah. Canelo did knock him out
But
really badly.
I just remember seeing this guy was the first time I saw him, and he just took this punch on the chin, and he just went lights out. And then I was like, yeah, man, of
Yeah.
course. Like, look at that chin. It's because of his weak
Yeah.
chin.